Hi, my name is Lars Helgeson. I am the founder and CEO of GreenRope and the author of CRM for Dummies. And today we're going to be talking a little bit about process. So as a reminder, these fireside chats are really designed to break down some concepts that can be a little bit complex into smaller pieces so that you can understand how to really use them and apply them to your business every day. So we're still focusing on Complete CRM and all of the concepts around this, but today we're going to talk a little bit about process. And before we go too far down the whole concepts of process, I want you to remember that we have a free tool available to you. All you need is a LinkedIn account to log in, and it's at JourneyFlow.com. We even have an app for it. The idea is that we want to make it easy for you to model the way you do business. And so we create process diagrams as a way to understand the way we do business. And so when I say that understanding process, it's really about understanding what happens then. And so when you sit down and you think about how your business operates, what we want to do is think about it in terms of a flow chart. So at the first step, someone is going to exist and you're going to be aware of them, and they're going to do something that will allow a trigger to happen. So in this case, we could be very simple and we could say someone visits our website. So here's our website here, and let's say we have an individual person who then comes in, they're on their browser, and they're on the website. So what happens then? They're gonna see that page, and then maybe on that page, they're going to have a form that they fill out. So what's gonna happen when someone fills out the form? You're gonna collect some information, and maybe as a result, you're going to send them an email. Now this is a very simple example. A lot of people would call this an autoresponder, where someone fills out the form and maybe they get one message, maybe they get two, maybe they get three. The idea here is very simple, where we have someone coming in, taking an action, and then that triggering something to happen. It's a very simple case, but it illustrates the importance of understanding the flow, what we would consider to be a customer journey. So at some point, they're going to get a message, and inside that email is going to be some content, and you'll probably want it to be educational, so they're actually going to want to read it. And you're going to have some things here, and then you're going to have what's called a call to action. So this button here is very important because when someone clicks on that, that's going to drive them to do something else. And so they click on that, it takes them to another web page, which then maybe there is a place where you can ask them to maybe fill out another form, maybe you have a video here, maybe you have a way for them to go to your store and purchase something from you, maybe they have some way for you to follow up with them. In all cases, we're seeing here what's a flow. Someone taking actions and having something happen, and then bringing them to take an action. So with JourneyFlow, you're going to find a way to drag and drop and build a model that looks like this. And so the reason why we talked about this second and not first, in the previous video, we talked a lot about segments, because you're going to want to treat some people differently depending on what segment they come from. And remember, this could be demographic, or it could be based on their interest. Maybe you have 2 or 3 different products that you sell and they're very different, and you want this process to look different depending on what they're interested in. So we have demographic information that we can use and behavioral information, and that can tailor the way this experience looks. So we call these within the GreenRope system, we call them journeys. And when you go within the platform, you'll notice that there's a way where you can go in the navigation at the top, there's a drop down called automation, and in there, and it will bring up a canvas where you can drag and drop these elements in. And you can create logical gates here, because some of these aren't necessarily going to be linear, and that's an important distinction. You may have something that happens, so say they receive this email and they do click on this call to action, but what happens if they don't? Hey, little buddy, here's our HR manager. What happens if they don't? If they don't, then maybe they get another email, or maybe they get a text message, or maybe your salesperson gets an alert that says, I better call this person, or I better schedule a meeting. So you have the ability here to customize what this whole experience looks like. And so we can do this with JourneyFlow on a strategic level, And then we translate that to the automation builder within GreenRope as a way for you to say, I'm going to create this website, I'm going to use this form, I'm going to send this email, I'm going to look for this call to action, and we can build all of the logic in. And that's what we mean when we're talking about process, is really understanding the way we do all of this modeling of how we want to drive customers to eventually here at the end do something that's important to us, which is called a conversion. And so this conversion means that they have then done something of value to us, whatever that is, whatever we're trying to make them do, whether it's give a donation, join our group, maybe it's to actually purchase a product, or say they're interested in learning more. In all cases, what we want to do is model the way this works so that we understand how our business operates. So the next step we're going to talk about is what's called our data model, and that's going to be combining what we learned first with our market segments, then looking at the way process moves, and then understanding what information we need to be able to make it all work together.